Hello, welcome to another video with Eyebrows Online. A few things I quickly want to do before I get into the video. I'd made about 3 or 4 other videos, some of them UFC related, some of them football related, some of them Reddit reaction related. I've been having problems with my video editing software. Not only that, but my computer's been a bit slow. My computer is just slow in general, so making videos is quite hard, and also trying to keep my voice in sync with the video. I don't know what's going on, but it keeps messing up. So I haven't been able to release any videos for like over a month now. But I am working on all of that. I thought I would do a video today which I didn't have to edit, where I could just talk for 10 minutes or whatever, and just sort of not have to worry about any of the editing shit. I can just literally upload this straight onto YouTube, no problems whatsoever. What I wanted to do today was actually just have a little chat. So there's a lot of shit, like a lot of people post things on social media, a lot of people post things like about mental health and things like that, and always say, and it's normally aimed towards men, and it's always about being able to talk, and you shouldn't ever be afraid to talk, and you should always be able to talk to people. Um, but as many of them as there are, nobody ever actually does it. Like, nobody ever actually talks. Like, so people will say, "Oh yeah, I need," like, you know what I mean. Like, men don't like to talk to people, and that's fair enough. Women like to talk to people a bit more. Women are a bit more open with their problems. I'm obviously not genderfying, or whatever the fuck the term is, like women and men, but like that's normally how it works. Um, so I thought we would do a video today where I just sort of maybe sat down and just spoke to people, and just sort of like, maybe if I release some of my problems to people, other people will be able to feel a bit more comfortable releasing their own problems. So I'm well aware that this video is probably only going to get about 50, 60 views, something really small. But if one of them 50 or 60 people sees this and thinks that actually they can talk and actually they can make their life feel a bit better, then that's completes what I want. Like, that makes me feel better, sort of thing. Um, so, if we're being honest, just straight off the bat, like, life can be really tough. Life can be shit. My current situation isn't brilliant. It's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not homeless. I've got people around me who love me and things like that. But I'm in a position now where 10 months ago I broke up with my ex-girlfriend. I then moved away from my hometown. I was then not able to find work for a very long time, and when I found work I didn't stay there very long. So I've been living with family for like the last 10 months, about 8 months, 9 months, nearly 10 months, basically unemployed for that whole time, not being able to contribute, not really feeling up to doing very much. I also have been really like, felt very depressed at the beginning of the year. It, it was quite a tough time for me. But things sort of get better. Like, you don't have to always like look at the negatives in life. So obviously there's these bad things that happen in my life, but on the positive side, I've moved to a town with more family. So not only am I now around more family, but I can go and do things with people that I hadn't seen in a very long time. I'm back in contact with people that I hadn't spoken to in years. I've been able to build bridges with people that I thought I'd previously burnt. Like, people who know me know that, like, in my first 21, 22 years on this planet, I've burnt a lot of bridges. Like, I fell out of almost everyone. I was very outspoken. I sort of said things I shouldn't say, and I know I shouldn't say, but it was always going to get a reaction. And that was always sort of, I think that was sort of my MO at the time, was to get a reaction from people. Maybe get a bit of attention. I think people who say things negatively, people who say things like, "Oh, I don't care what people think of me," they're liars. Like, everyone cares who, like, what somebody thinks of them. If somebody tells you that they don't care what somebody thinks of, they're lying. And I'll tell you that as a fact, because I used to say I didn't care what people say about me, but I did. Everyone does. The reason I was saying after the show I said was to get people to think about me, to say something about me, to have some sort of opinion of me. And it wasn't like consciously, I wasn't like doing that, like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to piss people off and make them angry." I was thinking like, yeah, let's, like, if I say things and do things, people will know me. And I didn't like have that, like, in my head. the perception of myself was a lot different to what it is now. So back in the day, I used to think I was really funny, I used to think I was really clever, really cool, whatever, and I look back at myself now and I think, what a tit, like what an absolute retard. Retard's probably not the right word to use, but you know what I mean, like what an absolute, like just a dickhead. And I've worked hard in the last maybe 2 years to sort of work on that, not to say the things I would normally say, to think before I speak, to maybe take other people's feelings into account. Um, it can it can be difficult to change the way you act towards other people, although it's the way you want to treat people. It can be difficult to change how you used to treat people. So like you get stuck in a way, and it's difficult to come out of that. Um, it, so everyone has problems, right? Everyone has their own problems in life, and everyone's able to express their problems in different ways. So my ways of expressing problems would probably not work for many people because they don't work for me. Because my ways are basically bottle it up, bottle it up, bottle it up, and then one day just let it all come out. And that's not good. That doesn't work. That's really not very good. So if you're having problems, say at the minute you're going through a tough breakup and you really don't know what to do with yourself, there are ways to take your mind off of it. So when I first moved to Swindon, I started running a bit, and I found that very beneficial. I'd run in the morning, do about an hour and a half of working out, and then maybe do some meditating, something like that. And that began to make me feel a lot happier. It was when I stopped doing that I became sad again. So there are things you can do to make your life better. There are things you can do that don't, like, whilst you're doing them, you're not thinking about the things that are making your life bad. It's just finding what it is for you. Maybe you like to write, maybe you like to write books, maybe you like to write poems, maybe you like to draw pictures, maybe you like to exercise, maybe you like to just sit around and just, play video games, something like that. There's many different ways to take your mind off of a bad situation. It's finding what it is and how, and not overdoing the thing, so not doing too much. The word sort of lost my, gone from my brain at the minute. I can't actually think of the word, but you don't want to overdo something. Like, if the one thing that makes you feel better is drawing, that's great, but don't spend 6 hours a day drawing, because you'll get bored of drawing, you'll waste a lot of time drawing, and then it doesn't help you with anything. It's just taking you to a place where you forget everything instead of the one thing that you're trying to forget. So don't overdo the things you enjoy. Always try to manage them, time management, things like that. You know what I mean with that. As you can probably tell, I haven't written anything for this video, so this video was just going to be me just sitting here and chatting with you. So if you are struggling, as I say, people always say to talk. They always say, "Oh yeah, talk. You should always talk." Blah blah blah. But nobody ever actually talks. I'm going to put an email address in the link to the video. It's an anonymous email address. Send emails to that address about any of your problems, and hopefully you'll get a response. I'm also going to put a few links to a few mental health awareness pages, and anything else I can maybe drug awareness things, anything that I think people might struggle with and they don't want to talk about. I'm going to put a link to in the bio, in the description to this video. Also, always feel free to message me. Not many people listen to that, but I've got a lot of spare time on my hands. I'm more than happy to help out other people. People have contacted me before. I have helped out people. Tried to help out people in the past, and I always will. So things like that will be in the bio. Also, remember, nearly everyone, if you don't fit in this little, if you're one of the rare people who don't have this, then ignore it basically. But everyone sort of has family, or they sort of have loved ones around them. Everyone has at least one person that they can speak to. You might not feel comfortable doing it, but getting it off your chest is better than keeping it on you. It's like having a brain tumour. Like, getting rid of the brain tumour is a lot better than keeping the brain tumour. So let the brain tumour go, sort of thing. I don't really know what else to say. I'm not really sure how much of this video was just me rambling about shit, because I didn't write anything. I probably should have written a few little bullet points, but I thought it would come across better if I just spoke to people like a human being. So feel free to use any of the links in the bio, share the video. I will be making more videos now. I'm going to really try and grind out some more videos. They won't all be like this, obviously. A lot more sport, a lot more like fun, entertainment things. But yeah, thanks for watching the video. I've been Eyebrows Online, and peace.